Mr. Bloxham here. We're going to do braised beef today, but rather than it diced up, we've got a whole bit in here. We're going to slow cook it, but I'm sealing it first. As you can hear it, you can probably hear it. If you can point into the cooker here, you can see I'm sealing it. It's got a saute cycle on there. So I'm going to turn that off now in a minute. Turn that off for a minute, and then I'm going to just put some other stuff in there. So I've got some mustard, a little bit of mustard. I've got some thyme and parsley from the garden. There's some thyme here, and there's some rosemary. So I've taken the rosemary off and I've taken the thyme off. The parsley I'm going to put in later. There's some ground black pepper there as well. A little bit of salt. I'll put some salt in as well. And now it's sautéed, I'm going to stir it round a little bit. I'm going to stir it around a little bit, then I'm going to put some other stuff in there. So I'm going to chop up some onions, and I'm going to put it on the slow cooker cycle in a minute. You don't need to do the onions too small, quite large, that's fine because they're going to cook for about 5 hours in there. So this meat is something like top side or silver side or top rump. It's not great. If you roast it, it's classed as an Asda's roasting joint. It costs £12 for a whole one. This is half a piece in here. So this is £6 worth here. That will easily do 3 of us, and there'll be some left over. Now we'll need some liquid in there, but I'm only going to put about half a cup in. You could put wine in, but where I'm showing it to the children, I'm not going to put any wine in, but wine will be quite good as well. So I'm just going to put half a cup of water in. I'm going to put the lid on, and it's going to slow cook. So, I've got some stock cubes here. I've already crushed this one a bit, as you can see. So when I open it, it will already be crushed. So that one can be sprinkled straight in. I'm going to put 2 vegetable stock cubes in. I haven't got any beef ones, so I'm going to put some vegetable ones in. Or you can unwrap it and then crush it in whichever way you like it. Give it a little stir around with the fork. Also, I've got some other vegetables which I'm going to chop up in there as well in a minute, some carrots and everything. Anyway, the lid goes on for the slow cook a bit. So on here, it's got one for slow cooker, and I'm going to set it for about 6 hours. Yeah, even though we probably won't need too long. Now, I'm also going to make some Yorkshire puddings, and I've got 2 recipes here. The first one here, 2 lady chefs. This one is and I need to go and get some eggs out because they're still outside. I meant to bring them in earlier. So I'm just going to get some eggs. I don't know if you can pause it. That would be good. Now normally I would chop it all up, the carrot, but I got some a bargain yesterday, only 6p, so I'm putting some of that in. It's actually coriander and carrot soup mix, but I'm going to put at least half a packet of this in. I'm going to make sure it doesn't smell when I open it, where it's old, it's fine. I'm going to pour in, actually, I'm going to put in the whole packet of this, or at least half the packet, and I'm going to boil the rest up because I've got another whole packet, and I will make the actual soup with it. That just goes on. Ready. And I'm going to put that one in a minute, but I'm going to make the Yorkshire puddings first. So I've got a whisk about somewhere, which I've got out ready on my tray, but I can't see it. I've got a nice balloon whisk. Oh, it's over here. So I've got plain flour in here. So there's 2 different recipes. And the first one, I have to put my glasses on for this, they're completely different ratios, so that's why I'm doing them. We're going to see which one rises the best. So this one is only 33, this is Mary Berry's one, it's 33 grams of flour to 1 egg and 75 millilitres of milk, which I've weighed out. So the egg goes in there, put that on there, whisk it up, and then I'm adding the milk. So in this one here is only 1 egg, 33 grams of flour and 75 mils of milk. That's I've actually divided our recipe by 3. this will probably make 2, then I'm going to make 2 with the other one, and later we're going to see which ones turn out the best. So whisk this, give it a good whisk so there's no lumps, and I'll give it another whisk later before I cook it. This looks a little bit runny. I never normally weigh it, I just guess. This looks runnier than quite runny, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Either ones will be fine, as long as you put them in a nice hot oven. So scrape that one out, so I get the measurements right. I'll scrape it all out with a spatula, so I don't leave too much of the residue in. So this one's going to be 1 egg as well, but this one has a lot more liquid in for 1 egg. So each one's 1 egg. This one is 1 egg, 87 millilitres, 87 grams of flour, which I've weighed out here, which I'm going to whisk up again. So I'm mixing the egg and the flour up, then I'm adding the milk. Some people say if you leave it, it's meant to be better, but on Delia's recipe, she reckons it doesn't matter. Now another time I could actually try that. I'm not going to try that today, but another day I could try that, cook one straight away and then cook one 2 hours later and take a photo of each one and put the exact amount of mixture in and the exact amount of oil and the same temperature oven and see which one's best. So that's the 2 Yorkshire puddings made, and you'll need to watch this with part 2, but one thing we're going to have with it, obviously we've got roast beef Yorkshire puddings, we've got some vegetables, we're going to do some potatoes. Where we've got the Yorkshire pudding, we won't need a lot of potato, so we're going to do roast potatoes slightly different. I'm going to cut them in half and I'm going to make an unusual shape with it. You'll have to see if you can see what I'm making. So I'm trimming the side off first. You can put the bottom so it doesn't roll when you cut it. Right, you can have a go at these or just do some normal roast with it. I'm going to parboil these. So I'll cut down the middle, not all the way through, a little bit of the way through, about 5 millilitres. So I'm going to use the big knife first to do all 4 of them. That's 2 done. And I won't waste a little bit, so I'll just put them in the slow cooker or roast them with it. Oh, that one I've cut through a little bit more, nearly too much because it's nearly breaking. That one goes in here. Now with the small knife, I cut it at an angle, about a 45-degree angle. 1, 2. In 2010, I had 2 pupils win the Fit to Cook competition, and they won the school, I think, £750 in 2010. Making this, they did this with chicken roulade and they did cheesecake for afters. As you can see, you can probably figure out what it is now. It's meant to be a leaf. So this would just be, it doesn't take too long, but for something a bit fancy, and this is good to get your knife skills up. So if you can have a go at this, this would be good. That's 2 done. I'm going to parboil them. This one I went through a little bit too deep, so this one might not be so good. So if you're doing these for a competition, you have to do a couple more than you need and just do the best ones, because this one I pushed cut through slightly too much because it's starting to open up in the middle. So little slits in there, and that one's harder to cut as well. Last one. And I'm going to put them in the water here so they don't go brown. I'm going to parboil them and put them in the oven with some nice hot oil, maybe a bit of garlic and rosemary. So in here, these are like the veins of the leaves. But a little one for the little bits, but to cut that bit through the middle. This wouldn't be quite big enough to cut through the middle, not quite big enough. And as you can see, we've got some different leaves here. Okay, thank you. That's Mr. Roxham. Come and watch my part 2, because then you'll see which Yorkshire puddings come out the best. Thank you. Bye. Well done.